So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today. My name is Sandrine Camus and I'm IASA Communication Coordinator. And I will be showing you today a quick introduction to Canva. So a quick introduction for beginners. So the session is being recorded. So if you have to leave at some point before the end, don't worry, we'll send around the recording to the participants. Today, Laura Myers is joining me as a technical support. So if you are experiencing any problem with the sound or you cannot see the screen or whatever, feel free to message her in the chat. And then maybe Laura, you can also add your email address in case somebody is left the meeting and cannot rejoin for some reason. I'm pretty sure you've all been using Zoom for the past 2 years, so you're very familiar with it, but please mute yourself so that there's no noise interferences for people. And feel free to turn on your camera as well, so that I feel a little bit less alone in front of my computer. And then I think we are ready to go with this information. Just before I start, I would like to launch a little poll to know who I am talking to. So if you can just answer. Okay, so Laura, because you are logged in the same session, I cannot launch the poll. Can you maybe launch it for me?
I think it's showing on the screen. I can see answers are coming in.
Okay, great. So I would like to know if when you...
Maybe just not visible for you.
No, it's not visible for me. So I would like to know if when you created your Canva account, if you explored it a little bit, and then if you have already actually used Canva regularly or not regularly for previous activities. Laura, I'll let you tell me when when we have the replies and maybe show the results because I cannot see them.
Yeah. All right. I think looks like we have just about everybody.
Great.
All right. Is that showing up on your screen now, Sandrine?
No, it's not. So please let me know who we have with us today.
That's difficult. Is it showing up for other people? Can you see the...
Yeah, I see some nodding. So yes.
Yeah, okay, perfect. All right. So what we have is we have 72% of people who have done some exploring of Canva. And then we have about a third of people who are using it at least once a month. So
okay. So
most people there have a little bit of experience.
Okay, well, I hope it won't be too boring for you. And hopefully in the question moment, then you can have maybe some more experience questions that I can help you with. So let's start. What are we going to talk about today? I'm going to explain what is Canva. Then we're going to see if Canva can be relevant for you and for your work. Then I'm going to introduce some basic features by showing you directly on Canva how it works. And then you will have some time to play around for 15 minutes and to maybe discover what are the points where you have some difficulties using Canva, or see, wow, actually Canva can do this amazing thing that I had no idea that it would do. And we'll have a Q&A session. So because this is a short session, I would like it if we can keep all the questions for that moment, but please feel free to ask them already in the chat so that Laura can collect them and then we'll go through them at that time. And then finally, if we have time, I will show you some more advanced features as well. So to start, what is Canva? Well, it's a free, user-friendly, very intuitive online design tool that allows you to create all of your visuals. So what do I mean by visuals? I mean, actually, literally anything. Your presentations, your reports. I use it a lot for my social media visuals, but you can also create infographics, video, leaflets, basically anything you want. I'm pretty sure Canva can actually let you do it. What is interesting is that you can both create them from scratch. So if you have a lot of ideas, it's perfect. You can create your own design. But if sometimes you lack inspiration or would like to see what other people are doing, Canva is also providing a lot of templates that are already existing and that have been done by other users. Another cool point is that Canva exists both on a desktop format, but also has a mobile app. I must admit that the mobile app is a little bit less easy to use. That's my opinion. But what is really nice is to use both as a complement. For example, for our annual conference that was in September, I was covering the event live on Instagram, and I had prepared already some posts on the desktop version of Canva. And then on the day, during the conference, I could grab a few pictures from the event, just add them to my designs on my phone and share them directly on Instagram. So the other point, as I just mentioned, is that with Canva, you can share your visuals very easily to many audiences. I mean, to many audiences because you can share them in many formats. In just a few clicks, you can transform a Facebook post into a report, into a leaflet. So that's very convenient. And finally, if you're someone who collaborates a lot with your colleagues, well, Canva will prevent you from having to send an infographic in an email. Then your colleague has to reply to you, writing their comments. Sometimes you don't understand what they mean. Here with Canva, you can all work on the same document on Canva at the same time. So is Canva for you? Well, I have a few questions for you. Have you ever felt the need or wanted to spice up your communication? You feel like you're doing a little bit always the same and would like some inspiration? Do you often adapt recurrent visual? So for example, if you know the IASA Discover Our Member feature that we do monthly, I basically use a Canva template of 4 pages. It's a 3-question interview. And all I have to do monthly is to replace the text. So copy paste my new answers and then replace the pictures. So I save a lot of time. As I said before, do you work often with colleagues on the same project? And are you in need of some inspiration? So if you answered any yes at any of these questions, I would say check out Canva. It might be super helpful for you. So enough about the blah blah. Whoops. Don't know what's happening, sorry. I will now show you directly on Canva what I talked about. So if you created an account, and as a lot of you have done already, you have explored a little bit, this is your home page when you enter your account. So you will probably not see the part at the bottom of the screen if you have never used Canva, because these are my recent designs. You have here in the middle a list of all the different formats that exist and that you can create with Canva. You have a search bar here at the top. So if you would like to create a wedding invitation and want to see the different templates that exist, enter it here. My connection is a bit slow, and you see already a lot of different templates created by other, users. And another interesting point is that at the top you have the Learn button, that Canva has a lot of tutorials available. So if you have a problem, I encourage you to go check out their tutorials. They are very short videos, and that can already solve a few problems, I think. But the easiest way to start with Canva is to click on the Create a Design here at the top right corner. And the only thing you need to know is what do you want to create. So for example, today, let's create a flyer. You click on it, and it opens your new design in a new window. So this is what your window will look like. I will just rename it at the top, Halloween, because I would like to create a Halloween invitation. So your window is as such. You see on the left all the different elements that you can add to your design. So you have templates already created for you. You have the element buttons. So that includes lines and shape, graphics, pictures, video, audio, charts, table, frames, and a bunch of things. You can also upload your own pictures. So because I've been using Canva a lot, you can see that I have already uploaded many things. And every time you create a new project, you will find again the previous uploads that you have used in previous projects. So you don't need to upload them every time. So that's very convenient. You can add some text, of course. And then the two other little icons here. This is a more advanced feature. If you have a branding kit, you can find it here. And if you have uploaded your logos as well, you will find them here. But let's stay simple to start. So I said I wanted to create an invitation for my for the IASA Halloween party, for example. So I would like to have a background as a forest. You will have your search bar that is your best friend here. And you click on whatever you want to add. And then Canva will show you a bunch of elements that already exist. If you have a little crown, it's mostly accessible for the pro account, but you can see that a lot of things are already available to free accounts. So for example, I like this forest. I can either click on it and it's already added to my, my design, or I can click and drag and put it on the side of my design, and it's automatically integrated as a background. All right, now I have my background. I would like to add some pumpkins because it's Halloween. So again, you see a lot of results. You can also filter your results with this little button at the top. And for example, I'm creating a leaflet, so it doesn't make sense to have animated elements. So I will restrict my choices by applying the static filter. And I like this pumpkin and I like this pumpkin. So I click on them. They're already added to my design. As you would do in PowerPoint, you click on an element, you see a square, it's selected. You just drag it around to place it where you want. You have the option to change the size, of course. And sometimes you will see different square appearing here. That means that you can actually change the colors of your elements. So for example, if I want a pumpkin that has the color of IASA, I will click on the color and then change the color palette, and there you go. As you see, when you select an element, you have a bunch of different new features appearing at the top. So this is all the parameters that you can change for that element. Let's add some text because it's a Halloween party. Because I have a branding kit, which is a more advanced feature that I will talk about later. I have the favorite IASA fonts already appearing here, but you would not. So you just click on add a text box. And here it is. I will enter my text. Halloween party. And here you can see different options at the top that were different from the previous elements I showed you before. So you can change this time the font. You can look around here. They have a lot of fonts available. And if you don't find the ones that you want, you can also upload it by clicking on the upload a font button at the bottom. So I have my font. I can also change, of course, the size of the text. I can change the color of the text. You have the usual, well, not for this font, but the usual classics of bold, italic, underlined. And you have also a few effects available for text. For example, I think it's not super easy to read, so I will add this lift, this sort of shadow behind. You can change the intensity of it. And there you go, I can read a little bit better. It's an IASA party, so I would like to upload the IASA logo. Of course, it will not be present in the elements of Canva. So I will click on upload here. I have it here already, but let's pretend I don't. So you click on upload files, then you just search through your folders. I want this one, open, and it's added here to my upload list. So I click on it, it's appearing here. As usual, I can resize. I can also crop the elements using this, this little bar here. There you go. I have my logo through my pumpkins. Then I realized, you know what, I'm actually not very inspired because this poster is, let's be honest, pretty ugly. So I will maybe explore what other people have done that were more inspired. So I will add a page. You can see at the top here, you have a duplicate button or add page. So I click on add page and I start from scratch again. But I'll keep this top one in case, you don't know, maybe tomorrow I'll feel better about it. So this time I would like to go to my templates button and I will search for Halloween party. You have, again, much better invitation than the one I want. For example, than the one I created, sorry. I like this one, I click on it, and everything is integrated already into my documents. Now, if you move your mouse on top of the design, you can see different squares. So every time it's an element that you can actually modify if you want to, whether it's text or it's pictures. So for example, well, I want to change the address so that my guests actually come to the right place. I just have to click on it and then type. And then I don't like this spider, I just select it. Well, actually, I want to change the color. There you go. And I want to add the IASA logo that I have already uploaded from my previous page. So I just click on uploads and on my logo. And there you go, I just place it here. And I'm pretty happy with this invitation compared to the first one. So what would you usually do? You would save it, download it, and then print it to pass it around in your Zoom maybe. So you go to the top right corner of your screen and you have the share button and you have the download button. Here you have several formats available. If you're going to print it, then you select PDF print. You have here the number of pages of your documents. So I don't want to download the first one because it was ugly. So I just click on page 2, done, download. And it's downloading on my computer in a few clicks. Now, oops, I'll just close it here. Now you can also, it's another advanced option that I will talk about later. But if you have a team of several colleagues, you have here the button to give them access to your design as well. I can share it with the IASA team, for example, here. And again, another advanced option, you can share directly on your social media from here. And you just select where you want to share it. And you have to link, of course, your social media to Canva, but we're not going to do it today. But there you go. You have your beautiful flyer, but then you're like, but what about the people on Facebook that are not in my zoo at the moment? Well, maybe let's create a post for Facebook. And you have this very cool button that prevents you from having to start all over again from scratch. The problem is I think it's only available for pro accounts, but I'm not sure. You will see in your free accounts later. So you click on it, and here it's suggesting all of the formats again as previously that are available with Canva. So I would like to create a Facebook post out of it. So I click on Facebook post. Here, just be careful to click on copy and resize. Then it means they would create a new document rather than just resize. Otherwise, it will resize on this current document and you will lose your flyer. So just copy and resize. It opens a new window. It was supposed to. Okay, let me try that again. Facebook post, copy and resize. There you go. All right. So you can see that this time the size of the document is a bit different because that's the size of a regular Facebook post. And it has brought all of the elements of your previous design into a new one, and it tried to adapt as much as possible your design to the new format. Of course, it's not perfect. So for example, I think it looks better if you put that square a little bit bigger. If I move my YASA logo, but still, like it's 2-click instead of recreating the whole thing. And because it's a Facebook post this time, let's show you a different option as well. You might have seen this button animate at the top. Let's click on it. Well, it's different types of animation that can be applied to your design to make it a little bit more, lively. And because we're on Facebook, we want to attract the attention of people. So it's better that it's not just still things. So let's see. Maybe this one. Okay, you have moving things. So that have been added to your document. And even though it wouldn't look good here, but I'm seizing the opportunity to show you as well that you can include, as I said, videos as well on your design. For example, let's include this. Has nothing to do with my invitation, but I just want to show you some things. So you can include a video, but still change the size a little bit on there by clicking on the same button as previously. But you can also cut the video. So if you only want three seconds of this video, you can very easily trim it. That's very interesting. And you can also add an audio to your visual by clicking here. Unfortunately, most of the music are available to the Canva Pro account, but there are a few. As you can see, there's no crown here. There are a few that are available to the free account as well. So you just click on it. And I didn't share the sound, so you probably don't hear it. But maybe you will hear it on the recording. So once you have added your song, you can also choose the part of the song that you would like and the length of the song as well. So that's quite interesting. Of course, this has nothing to do with my invitation, so I will not keep them here. So I just selected and suppress and click on suppress. And I think that's pretty much all the basics that I can show you. What else? Oh, you can, as in PowerPoint, you can select several elements at the same time by pressing on Shift. So that allows you to move things around at the same time. So that's nice. If you, by mistake, suppress something and you didn't want to do that, you have the little undo arrow at the top here. That's very convenient. And yeah, now that you've created your Facebook post, you've added an animation, you can see a preview here. Okay, so of course, I don't want to use this one for my Facebook post, I just click on the little trash can and it's gone. So you can see a preview of your post. If you're happy with it, as usual, you click on the share button and on download. This time, because you have an animation, of course, you have to select the MP4 format. You can always download it as a PNG, but you will not have the movement. You will just have the final product as you see on the screen. And I think that's everything I wanted to show you at this moment. So we'll go back to the presentation. There you go. And I think now it's time for you to play. So please go to canva.com. And if you have not yet created an account, you will have to create one. Otherwise, please log in to your account. And you can do whatever you want that is relevant to your work with it. But if you need some instruction, please create an Instagram post celebrating World Lemur Day that is happening next Friday. And I will stick around for the first 2 minutes to make sure that everybody has managed to enter Canva and has no problem playing around. And then I'll go get myself a cup of tea and you can play around for 15 minutes. And we'll see afterwards your beautiful creation. All right. I don't know if everybody has had time to play around, but if you could come back and if you could actually maybe even show your creations by uploading them in the background of Zoom, that would be pretty amazing. But if you don't want to do this, that's fine as well. I would like to move to the questions. Let's see what we have in the chat. Also, thank you, Anna. I feel less alone because I can see your face. So thank you for having your camera on. Yes, more people. All right. So first of all, maybe, do you have any questions after this little time to play? If so, please raise your hand using the Zoom button so I can see you. No new question, fresh questions for the little playtime? No? All right, so I'm going to go in the chat. Aude was asking, can we upload our own videos and audios with the free version? That's a good question. Actually, I joined IASA and I was added to the team that was pro already. So let's see if I can go back to the window and if we can explore.
You should be able to go into a personal view. You should have like you and then you as a member of the IASA team.
Yeah, but
from your home page.
Because I know that from a design you can upload videos. I've uploaded a lot. I've never actually tried uploading audio because when I upload a video with sound, it brings the sound automatically with it. But what I'm not sure is because this is a pro account. So I don't know, Laura, have you already used an account before having the pro one? And
I haven't done, but I see Aude has her hand raised, so maybe she wanted to add something further on that.
Yeah, sure. You can unmute yourself, I think, Aude, if you want to add anything.
That was not about that former question. In fact, it was, sorry, I'll put the video on so I can see me, sorry. It's a little bit more polite. No, it was, it just took me a little bit of time to raise my hand when you said you have questions after the little trial we just did, and I had one, but
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was wondering, when you put a picture somewhere, do you have a way to kind of change the angle. I don't know how to say that in English. Because for example, on PowerPoint, when you click on a picture, you will have a little circle that will appear, and then you can like bring the picture like that. Can you do that? I didn't find how to do that.
If you see the screen right now, I'm sharing Canva again, I think. So I have selected this picture, and you have the little icon that is down there. That is a circle, and you can turn around your picture as you want. For some reason, my mouse is not collaborating today, but you can turn it around as an angle, and then you can also flip it here at the top. Flip horizontally, flip vertically. But mostly for the angle, it's that little arrow thingy that appears at the top when you select your image. Was that what you meant? Yeah, okay. And then you're using a free account, right? Or at the moment that you just created. If you go to upload, and do you also have the option to upload a video as I have on my screen, or no? Yeah. Okay, so then you can upload your video and you can upload your audio here. You don't need to use what's already in Canva only. All right, then Onika, any side effects of sharing your Canva directly on social media? Well, I have actually not used it because I use another software for this. But from my other software, it's like so convenient to be able to schedule in advance. So I would say no, there's no inconvenience. The only inconvenience is that you have to have a pro account because it's in the content planner, for example, and this is where you can create, I'm showing you right now. You click on the plus, and then it shows you all of the designs that you've created so far. So you just select whichever you want. You select the page that you want. Then you select your channels. Here, of course, I have not linked the IASA channels to it, so I can select Instagram, but of course, I cannot do it, Facebook. I cannot do it right away because I have not linked my accounts, but you write your captions. You can change the time here where you want to post it. So for me, that's really convenient because if I want to have 1 day per week where I create all my content for the week, then that saves a lot of time rather than if I have to be exactly at 12 p.m. when I want to post it on my social media. But as I said, I have not used it on Canva. And then you had another question. Can you download a video with invisible background? I'm not sure what you mean. For example, if I add a video here.
Yeah, maybe I can add to my question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what I was actually doing just a few days last week is I had the animated image that had some books moving, and I wanted to download it to be able to put it on top of a video. But at that moment, I realized I couldn't download the video without having like the background invisible. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. I have done it before. You just have to make sure that your background is white. So for example, here I will have to delete my forest. And then let's see, I wanted an animated pumpkin. And this one, for example, and I remove all the other elements to see, okay. And then when you go to share and to download, okay, I see what you mean. I think maybe with the GIFs you can. No, actually. Okay, so no, you cannot.
Okay.
You can only, for example, if this was not animated and I wanted to save as a PNG, then you have the transparent background option. But indeed you lose the animation. Sorry.
Thanks.
What else? What is the best way to make a photo black and white? Yeah, there's not a black and white pure filter, but let's see, where is my picture? For example, if I upload this one here, so you select your picture and then in edit image, you have a bunch of filters, but the one that's closest to black and white is this one. But I admit that it's not, it's more like a gray, grayish scale filter. You don't have a black and white in Canva, unfortunately. Maybe if you play around with the brightness and the contrast as well in adjust. But what I do is usually I use another software if I want to change my picture in black and white before I upload it to Canva. That's a little bit annoying, I must admit. Oh, Laura has shared her lemur post in the chat, so that's really cool. Can you share to WhatsApp? I think it's possible. Let's check. Share on social. Oh, then no, sorry, I spoke too fast. No, you have only this, when you go and share on social, you only have these options. Let's see in more. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. So it's in a different place. So you go to share and then you go to the 3 dots, more, and then you scroll down and you have WhatsApp here. So apparently you have to go through your the mobile app version of Canva, though. You cannot do it directly from the desktop, but I've never done it, but it's possible apparently. Is there a way to adjust 2 pictures at the same time? Yes, there is. So I'm gonna just remove that video that is annoying. But as I said, you can select 2 elements at a time. So you click on one, then you hold shift and you click on the second one. And then you adjust everything at the same time. Possible in the program to prepare for professional printing or large educational boards, not rectangular ones. So for the size questions, when you go on resize, you can either choose a pre-selected size, but you can also here at the top write directly the size that you would like in pixel, inch of centimeters. So if you write 2 meters, okay, and then you will see that that the biggest dimension is, why is this not okay, so it's giving me at least, so that should work. Ah no, it cannot be more than 2 meters. Okay, so I've been of course you could resize to 10 per 2, like 2 meters 10 centimeters by 2 meters 10 centimeters technically, and it does not allow me to do it. Okay, so technically I should be able to do it, but then it would not be able to show it on the screen if I understand properly. So I would say no. But then if you want to save your design for print, as I said, you had the option to have PDF print or PDF standard. So PDF print, you can even choose the color profile if you're working in CM, YK or RGB. But however, you will not have the margin that you would have for a magazine, for example, that the printer would need. So sorry, that was not a very good answer. I cannot answer for the size, but can you create a PowerPoint with the option to click to add elements or text? Well, yeah, actually the PowerPoint that I showed you today was created with the presentation format of Canva that you can find here. At the moment, it's only in the beta version that you can save it as a PowerPoint in the end. So for me, what I used today, I actually used it in Canva because you have the option to present in Canva, and then you can save it in PDF or in PNG. But because it's in the beta version, then I'm assuming it's coming soon that you will be able to save it as a PowerPoint afterwards if you want. And the option to click to add elements or text. You mean like in animation in PowerPoint, Ruth? If you can.
Yeah, so just if you have a slide and then you want an image to come up just by clicking on the mouse and that appears rather than having to make a new slide with that on it.
Yeah, no, at the moment, for me, I had to add a slide every time.
Okay.
So the only thing that was available is the animation. So for example, when I had the slide with what is Canva, and then it showed one by one word of what it was, then that's possible on one slide. But they actually released this presentation feature in September this year. So I'm pretty sure they will add much more options in the future. And I would be surprised if they didn't add the animation panel like in a PowerPoint. But at the moment, it's not possible. Okay, so I see Aude's comment. I also see the time, sorry, I see that it's 4:30. So, well, that's the last question. So let's see. Okay, yeah, I understand what you mean. So for example, this guy is like this, and you would like this one to be the same size, right? There is actually, I wonder, there is this little copy style button, but I think it only works for fonts and text, but let's see. Oh yeah, so it doesn't work. No, you can select both and position them. For example, that's a little bit of, plan B, but I selected both to have them at the same level. And then I would move this one by hand, and then it shows me when I arrive at the same level of the previous picture, it shows me this little dot line, and this is how I know it's the same size, but there's no button that says do it like make this image the same size as this one. All right, so I think that was the last question here now, and I'm sorry that we went a little bit over the time. I'm just going to go back to my presentation. Okay, to show you very, very quickly just one really cool thing, because I showed you some advanced features, and I told you this is unfortunately only available for Canva Pro, but there is a Canva Pro for nonprofits that is free, but you just need to apply for it on canva.com/nonprofits. And there's different eligibility criteria per country, but we were able to get it for IASA. So I'm pretty sure most zoos and conservation organizations could get it as well. So try it, and that would allow you to create teams. So that means that every individual colleague can have their Canva account, but then you create a team where all of their accounts are included in that team, and that allows you to show to share your respective designs, and then they can find the past design that you've done and work on these ones. So it's really convenient. At the moment, we have a subscription where we can only have 10 members per team, but I've read on Canva that there are some options where you can have up to 50 people. Then the brand, that was, if you remember at the beginning, in the home page, you have a brand button on the left. This is where you can compile all of your logos, your favorite brand fonts, your color palettes in one place, and then it will appear every time you create a new design. You will have a brand button on the side, and meaning you can select your logos and your fonts automatically without having to upload them every time or research them in the upload section. Then the content planner, I've shown you what it is, even though I've not used it. But if it works anything like my software that I use, Loomly, which is pretty similar, then it's changed my life, really. And then it was released in September this year. They've now created a whiteboard that you can use to brainstorm a little bit by adding post-its, adding text, working collaboratively to think about an idea, a project that we are working on. So that's really nice as well. Docs, they basically want you to have something better than Word. So you can have text, you can embed videos in your documents, you can have animated figures. It's really cool as well. You can now create your website with Canva. I've never tried this. You can create print products. For example, if you want to have your logo on cups, on t-shirts, on tote bags for your zoo, then you can do this now via Canva. That's great. And presentations. As I said, I've created this one with Canva, and it was the first time I tried it. And there are some really cool little shortcuts on your keyboard as well. For example, you can have confetti appearing. You can do a mic drop to like wake up your audiences. So that's pretty funny. And as I said, I hope that in the future they will add more functionalities to the presentation, because it's much easier to find nice pictures compared to when you're working on PowerPoint, for example. So sorry that I went a little bit over time. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to stay a few more minutes if you have more questions. So I'll be here. Otherwise, don't hesitate to send me questions by email as well. You have my address here. And Laura has also asked me to tell you that she will send a little tiny survey to ask you about this webinar and what your feedback and how we can improve for next time. So I hope that you learned some things, and thank you very much for joining today. I'm staying here if any of you have any questions. You can raise your hands or unmute or...
Yeah, I put a message in a chat to say I have a way that I use when I need to get images the same size. So I can show that, or I mean, it's maybe a little bit of a hack as well, but I can show that quickly for anyone who's interested. I'm
interested. So I will start sharing. I don't know if Odie's still here. Yes, she's still here. Okay.
Let me find a Canva design. There we go. All right. I will share my screen. So when you know you have too many windows. Too many windows, too many tabs. It's a problem. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. So what I do is from the elements, I use a frame. So there's a few different ones, but you can just use like a round one or a square one. So yeah, I'm often using a round one, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, I want my logos at the same size. So what I will do is then copy the frame.
Yeah.
And then when I go to put my images in it, then
you embed your logos
they are magically exactly the same size.
Okay, yeah.
Or if I want the tiger's face to be the same size, then that's my workaround for doing it quickly.
Same, there's not one option, but you found a way that was more accurate than mine. So thanks for this. Did we have any other question? Oh, I see. Oh, how long did it take you to make this presentation? I didn't record it, but it was not longer than PowerPoint for sure. And I actually preferred it, except for the animation part, but it's really easy to duplicate slides, so it didn't take me a long time. Do we have any other questions, or are we saying goodbye to you? Alice, did you learn anything? You're using Canva already a little bit?
Yes, certainly. It was really useful and friendly.
Good.
Thank you.
Good to hear. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions popping up. So thank you again for joining. We'll send you the recording. I send you the small survey. And I hope that was useful and that you will have lots of fun on Canva. I'll see you another time. Bye-bye.